so right, like I said, why choose strength? That is the question. I We are going to discuss today. Um, can I please request everyone to mute yourself? I would be really thankful. Uh, yeah, thank you so much. So the question, the very quick impromptu session today is basically which are the stocks that I should focus on. This is the second pillar of any successful trading system, right? The first question always is when is a good time to trade and invest. The second question is what I'm focusing on is which are the stocks that I should focus on. Now, of course, the answer to that is relative strength, and relative strength according to your time frame. So what I mean by this is for a swing trader that would be looking at 20 to 50 day ka flag. Okay, and why flag? Because there is already a prior uptrend, there is already a flag ball that basically tells you it's strong. So for swing traders, focusing on flags rather than something which has not broken out yet and is still inside the base makes more sense. But as a beginner, that might not make more sense because the first thing is like, अरे ये तो 60% भाग चुका है अभी, that flag pole is 60% long और कितना ही जाएगा, and then you gravitate towards a laggard which has not broken out yet because it has no reason to be to break out because it's a laggard. Okay. And then the other more the example which I'm going to show you today is more from a day trader's point of view. Okay, so now for a day trader, he or she does not have to look at strength in the last 10 days because that's not frankly his time frame. His time frame is that सुबह खुला मार्केट गैप अप हुआ है या in the first 5 minutes what is the kind of strength a stock is showing. So most of the time, let's say on a given day, you will have like 10, 20 at max, mostly 5 to 10 stocks which will do 5 to 6% in the first 5 minutes. Okay, so that is the basket of stocks which you should focus on. But again, in here also most beginner day traders, what they will do is they will try and look at stocks which are currently at 2% or maybe even barely positive zero, hovering around that 0% mark. They will think that, oh, because this has not gone up, this will have the higher probability to go up. That is absolutely bullshit. Okay, so why choose strength? Because strength will beget strength, and more so, I want to talk about the numbers game here. Okay, and with a live example, and like I said, I will choose the intraday time frame. What happened today to drive home this point. So let's look at this charting thing which I made. So what I am going to show is this middle इसको क्या बोलते हैं, मिडिल चार्ट. तो यहाँ पे क्या दिखा रहा हूँ मैं एक दिन में एट एट फर्स्ट 5 मिनट्स माने 9:20 पे हाउ मेनी number of stocks are less than 0, more than 0%, more than 1%, more than 2%, more than 3, more than 4, more than 5, more than 6, more than 10. Right, so you get. So सुबह 9:20 पे 10% and up मेरे मेरे in my in can I please have some silence, and can I please have you guys on mute, please? I really request whoever this is. Um, this is extremely frustrating. So I have to do this. Going back to what I was trying to show you. So this what this chart shows you at 9:20 how many number of stocks are already at 10 more than 10%. Now mind you, I have some liquidity filters here, so it will not be the whole 2000 NSE stocks. So the total number of stock itself is like some 1800 or so. Okay, so no at 9:20 the number of stocks which are more than 10% is 0. At the number of stocks which are done more than 6% is 2. Number of stocks which are more than 5% is 6. Number of stocks which are more than 4% is 19. Okay, so and then you can also look at which are the stocks that were there. So at 5 minutes, wealth was at 7.41%, EIEL was at 7.36, Ratan Power was at 5.7, Gharwale Fibers was at 5.2, Swan, Bajaj Con, blah blah blah. Okay, so these were the top. So ये जो more than 6%, more than 5% के 6 stocks है ना, ये यही है आज के दिन का. Wealth, EIEL, Ratan, Garware, possibly these two. Okay, so these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were the stocks which are more than 5%. Okay, now probabilistically, if you look at what is the probability, so let's look at how wealth, how this top 5 names did for the rest of the day. So then I also have the day high move. So wealth went till 10% for the day, but it also closed at 2.4%. Okay, so from 7.4 it gave a max move of, let's say, 2.5%. EIEL from 7.36 made a day high of 15%, which is again 7% move, and closed the day at 11%, which is again some 4% above the uh, the, the, the point at which we saw the strength. Ratan Power went to 7 but closed below. Gharwale Fibers went to 5.7.3, then closed around the same time where it was at 720. Swan Energy went to 8.3, closed slightly below. Bajaj Con went to UC, but again closed slightly below. Okay, so from here, what you are looking at is, you can see that very clearly. If you had, like, if you had chosen just one stock, the probabilistically, what was the probability that you would find a winner here? Is more than 50%, right? Because out of six stocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost all of them here made a day high of more than that. Now, of course, uh, uh, if it is a winner or not does not just depend on how much it moved high for the day. It also moves where you entered and where you de-risked and stuff like that. But mota mota, the percentage of your of you getting a winner here is way higher on this, and that is what I wanted to show you with this pyramid. See, on any given day, this holds true. Okay, that on any given day, the percentage of stocks which does anywhere below 2% will be 60% of the names. Again, I have the data for this. Okay, so you see, this is for today, 24th. Oh, hold on, यहाँ पे सारा 24 आ गया, but I meant to, हाँ, जैसे like यहाँ पे 23, 22nd, I meant to do this data here as well. So I have to change the this one. But you can see here, on any given day, the number of stocks which just does less than 0% is way higher than the stocks which does more than 10% at open also. Okay, so again, this one would be yeah, I have to change here something. And then, so this pyramid holds true, and pyramids are like this is not just in stocks, it happens everywhere. It happens with positions of power, it happens with wealth distribution, everything. This is a pyramid. The top positions are only like a few names, so only 2% of the stocks will be doing more than 6%, and 60% of the stocks will be doing around or less than 2% of sorts. Okay, so now probabilistically, here's what my game. If you pick one stock out of these 60% stocks, that stock at the end of the day giving you a meaningful move, let's say by meaningful move intraday I mean 3% move. Okay, so any stocks which is at 920, which is like 60% of the stocks, if you want to pick just one stock for you to give a gain which will shift it to 4 to 6% bucket, the probability is quite low when you compare that probability, that when you only have 2% of, when you only have to choose from 2% of stock, which I just showed you, which is this 2%, you know. So that from, if you have to choose 1 out of 6, that is the probability. Whereas if you want to choose the lower end of the bucket, that will be 1 out of 60. Okay, so it's a pure numbers game. Okay, where we go wrong is once we look at the top movers on the day. And again, I'm not just making these things up. These things are some things which I do regularly, and that is why also part of these are coming from observations rather than reading a book or rather than following someone's story. So early morning when I ran this scan, which I do every day, I saw Bajaj Consumer in EIEL. These are the two names which stuck in my mind. Of course, JM Financials picked up later. I also made a position in this here. So these were the names which were in the morning, early morning, positive. And when I saw them again during the day, they would be the ones which mostly come again. Okay, so this was the only point I was trying to make here. Why choose strength? Because a strength begets strength. There is a reason why the stock is strong in any time frame of your liking. Currently, which what I'm showing is in a intraday time frame. But first of all, there is a reason why it's already strong, and second of all, mathematically, probabilistically, because you have less numbers to choose for, which is already strong, it also translates to a better probability. Okay, rather than trying to find a diamond in the dust in the 60% bracket, where 60% percentile stocks are languishing at less than 2%. If you just pick, because you can only pick handful of stocks, you cannot buy all 60, right? You will only have to pick one or two stocks. So probabilistically, numbers game, 1 out of 60 versus 1 out of 6 in the top 5 at 920, the probability of these guys going and doing well further is way higher. So Bajaj Consumer did 15% more, Swan Energy did 3% more, Garware did like EIEL doubled, right? If you see this, that should make sense mathematically as well. So I will stop here. I have to go to another meeting. I'm sorry. I cannot spend much time with you guys today, but that was something which I had to share. Let's do this again if this is not clear, but I hope it is slightly more clear. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye. Thank you.